Booktok is
Forgive me, Father,
terrifying.
for I have sinned. Recently, I have been reading books that contain impure acts, and I have been feeling things while reading these indecent words.
What kind of impure acts are involved in these books?
Oh, actually, I have the book on me. Here, let me... Put your hands on the headboard. Why? Because, Princess, you need leverage when you ride my face.
Well, lust is a very serious sin.
I know, Father, and I'm so sorry. It's just that I love the part when he takes his and then he face and then he puts her and then he whips out his and then she rides his until he finishes.
Just say 10 Hail Marys and make sure you fast one meal for the next week.
Yes, Father.
Oh, and leave the book.
Today we are talking about Booktok. Booktok started as a community on TikTok where people share their love for reading, review books, and post recommendations. But with every community comes sub-communities. And there's one specific sub-community on Booktok that has taken over the Booktok name. And it's women who read smut. And I'm gonna come out and say it. I like a little spice with my coffee in the morning. I like a little hot and heavy romance now and then. I read
And I think one way to explain a problem with Booktok is that it's changed the way people read literature, in that it's not reading literature. It is consuming, it's like fast fashion. Booktok is like fast fashion in the literature world. And it's not just let people like what they like, because a lot of the people in Booktok, they are fucking horrible. They are horrible. There are so many scandals and schemes and what's another word that starts with S? Slop shit that is happening in Booktok at all times. Like, I see preteens worry that their pedophiles are having crushes on fictional characters who are the same age as them. I've seen this numerous times. It's coming. I'm telling you, it's coming from Booktok. That is very Booktok energy. Or this belief that if somebody depicts something, that they are condoning it.
Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn, just to get to the part where Edward and Bella boned. And then I never picked up the book again. Am I sharing too much? Probably. But what I think is so fascinating about Booktok is how much of a melting pot of chaos it has become. But I've narrowed it down to 3 sections for you guys to understand it. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Just like any other part of TikTok, Booktok has given a place for bookworms to feel like they can be themselves in and be loved in, and there's a lot of great things about Booktok. I also think that it's much better to read a book for a few minutes a day than scroll. I don't. Booktok also is a great place for recommendations of a book. If you're looking for something super specific, Booktok will have it. They can steer you in.
If fast fashion is bad, what am I supposed to do to get cheap clothes, or just go out naked? Yeah, just go out naked. No, obviously I don't think go out naked. I am not saying that you can never buy fast fashion. I understand that for some people it's the option that they have. What I have a problem with is, one, if you are somebody who is in a position that you don't have to be constantly buying fast fashion, and yet you continue to because you always also want new clothes every week. I think it's the TikTok hauls too. That's a big part of the issue, where it's like, oh, I wear an outfit for a day and then I discard it. What? That's not how clothes work. You're not supposed to just be following whatever is the week's trends and then buying 5 entire outfits and then wearing them one time, or maybe not at all, because they're so cheap, and a lot of times they show up and they are not what they were pictured on the website, and then you think you can just donate them and then out of sight, out of mind. And that's unfortunately not how it goes. So I'm not trying to be the person who's like, ooh, you have to thrift or you're bad. I think thrifting is great. I do recognize that thrifting has unfortunately been it's been taken over by individuals and by companies that have then caused the prices to go up. thrifting is not what it used to be, but there's still, yeah, it's been gentrified. But it still can be great. I get not everybody has thrift stores around them. Okay. To be clear, also when I'm talking about, when I'm using the fast fashion comparison in Booktok, it's also to describe the way that people purchase these books. Like they're like, it's about consuming. It's like, oh, I want to have, it's like having 50 Stanley Cups. A lot of people in Booktok will keep buying books in a way that feels like it is the fast fashion in literature. And so, not that I'm saying buying books is bad, but there are these challenges of like, I read 200 books in a month and they're all smutty books. I'm not saying you can't read smut, but you know what it's like, okay, now this next person's like, oh yeah, I can top that. And so they're buying these books in this very like fast consumer fashion. Booktok is by people with too much ADHD to properly read a book and absorb nuance, but still want clout in the bookworm space. Yes, it's literally so you can brag about having read X amount of books that month. And there are tons of TikToks that's like, how many books I read insert period of time, and then it's like, I read 30 books this month.
The right direction. Okay, that's it for the good. So there's been a lot of discourse online about if it's okay to read smut in public or not.
The women are reading corn everywhere. Once you see
Usurping
it, you can't
cub,
unsee
thank
it.
you for the
Anybody else
prime.
think it's fucking weird how normalized reading smut in like a room full of people is for people?
I wouldn't advise people to read dirty, filthy smut in public, but if you do, can I interest you in book socks?
Another thing, just to kind of make the comparison of Booktok being like, you know, fast fashion of literature, is everything's about trends. It's very trend driven. It's very trend driven in the ways that everything now is trend driven. So the literary quality is deprioritized over quantity, over over speed, over, not necessarily not the type of literature that it all feels as if it's diverse.
Why let everyone know you're gooning when you don't have to? With book socks.
I would say an additional issue with the fast fashion of books is that it encourages authors to write many shitty books instead of quality books. Also, that opens the door for AI
No one
writing,
can tell what kind of
which
smut
has
you're
already
reading
infiltrated
in the subway,
the industry.
in the park, or even in the plane. But Carter, what if people look over my shoulder and see the stuff I'm reading? Wouldn't that be bad? Good question. Yes, it would be bad. It would probably make people feel really uncomfortable, but that's okay. It's not one of the worst ways to make people feel uncomfortable. One time, I was riding in the subway car, and a guy stood 1 foot in front of me and did the robot with his butt crack out. And then when I accidentally made eye contact, he lunged at me like he was gonna hit me. So at least you're not doing that. New York, New York.
Private Pile, thank you for the 29 months.
Girl, just like that. That's perfect, baby.
Ugh. Do you really need that kind of encouragement to pick up a tomato? Stay at home, you filthy animal. She's probably listening to true crime. I guarantee you nobody
Wait, have
is
you guys ever heard the story of when Sam and was it Nandre? They were in an Uber. I swear it was the two of them. They were in an Uber and their Uber driver was listening to, they didn't really know it at the time, was listening to an audiobook that was smut. And she picks them up and was like, do you mind if I listen to my audiobook? And they went, oh, sure, no problem. And quickly came to realize that it was very explicit smut. So they're all, oh, it was Jordan. I'm sorry. It was not Andre, it was Jordan. Jordan told, oh my God, that is so, see, I'm blaming it on the CTE. Jordan told the story. Jordan, I was like, why is it? Did Sam tell you that story? It was Jordan told the story. and how they were just sitting there like awkwardly in silence as their driver is just listening to her little smut. Yeah, y'all mind if I goon out? It's okay if I goon out real quickly.
Thinking that you're listening to true crime. If you were listening to true crime with a smile that says, I'm about to cream my jeans, I would be very concerned for you. But that's for later on in the video.
Be a good girl and go buy yourself a book.
What is this shit?
That's it. You're doing so good, love. Add it to the cart. You can take it. Press that checkout button hard.
Capitalism be kind of thirsty now, huh? They've resorted to other
I hate
measures.
that.
No more.
I actually hate that so much. I hate that.
I'm obsessed with this book that I just got. No more, you need this book in your life. No, it's, hey, baby girl, why don't you add a little book in your cart? Daddy wants you to spend your money for me. There are so many bad things to come out of Booktok. Also by bad, I mean cringe. And one of the cringiest things that I kept seeing while scrolling through endless amounts of corn on my For You page is book dedications. Leans in to whisper in your ear, aren't you such a good girl? Go on and read this book with your legs wide open for me. Ew. Just ew. I don't like that. I just can't help but think of the author typing that out for me because I'm not in the fantasy world yet. It's just the author saying that, right? What a good fucking girl you are. Spread these pages while you spread your legs. Let all the unhinged, depraved darkness out. Do they mean letting the unhinged, depraved darkness out from in between my legs? Excuse me, but there is no unhinged, depraved darkness there. Only roses.
Also, the writing is so bad. It's just so bad.
And sparkles and rainbows down there. So fuck you. Do you guys remember Teeth? That movie where the girl has teeth down there? Now that's unhinged, depraved darkness. And that's only a romance movie if you're really freaky. To Baby Shark, step aside. Daddy Shark is here now.
I can't believe that there are people that would do something like this.
That one's gotta be the worst, right? I know you did not turn Baby Shark kinky. What the hell? Did you tell him about me? How you stroke those pages when you think of me? Sincerely, your book boyfriend. I'm supposed to be stroking the pages? Am I supposed to be getting the book off? This is the opposite of what I was expecting. This also gives a whole new meaning to finishing the book.
Really? Right now? You know what makes people feel uncomfortable. All right. Sorry. He's into public stuff.
You know how it's
stroke the pages and now I have paper cuts? Oh, God. Fratello Rosso, Thief of the 12 Months.
Like the bar is on the floor or the bar is in hell when it comes to dating men, meaning like a lot of men are doing the bare minimum and it's being seen as like this wonderful thing. And you would think that in the fantasy world or Booktok world men would be better, but they're not. Don't you ever wear one? She asks. Always, he replies. But there's not a chance in hell I'm wearing one for you. Girl, what is this? Somebody sedate me! Why would you find
I wonder, like, when that's all you consume, what that does to your brain.
It's attractive. He's just gonna give you an STD, girl. He's lying to you. She just gave birth and then he says to the doctor, how long until she can get pregnant again? I am not having the same emotions as the girl in the video. This isn't giving
Yo, where Kwan Mills at?
me butterflies. This is giving
Where's
me
Kwan
cockroaches.
Mills?
They're crawling around in my stomach trying to dig their way out while they get slowly murdered by the acid in my esophagus and stomach. They're cooked. I haven't taken my antacid yet today, and I feel nauseous is the whole thing that I was saying there. Plus, like, damn, she just gave birth. Damn. This feels like the same energy as the husband stitch, and if you don't know what that is, I'm happy for you. Keep living in bliss, my dear. I won't harm you with that information today. By far, the cringiest thing to come out of Booktok is the thirst traps from Mask Talk and Bike Talk. Were made popular by Booktok because some women are attracted to men with masks. I don't know why that would be. Personally, I need to see a man's face if I know he's going to be attractive or not. What if he takes off his mask and he's a generic handsome man? Ugh. What if he's Glenn Powell?
Oh, wait. Ole did a video on Booktok is insane for no reason. I'm telling you, this is something that a lot of people have been talking about for a minute, and Booktok shows no signs of slowing down is all I will say. Okay, let me see what this is. Boston Romantasy Convention descends into fiasco as authors are subjected to creepy behavior and male guest is groped by presumably mostly female attendees and has air tags slipped into his pants. What the fuck? The Sinners and Stardust romantic fantasy literature convention has been thrown into chaos. The convention organizers have released a statement announcing major policy changes as a result of the situation. All right, y'all, it appears I have to make a post that I'm frankly pretty goddamn upset I have to make. This post is for the readers who don't understand consent and boundaries only. Good Lord, I hope this is not because of the nonstop slop that they consume. A lot of you may know a good friend of mine, Animus, who is also Ethereal Reason. He has attended a signing of mine in the past and obviously is a music artist. This past weekend, he attended Sinners and Stardust and probably had one of the most heartbreaking experiences. So listen, he's a man, right? But do we think that means it's okay to put your hands all over him with the consent? Why is this like having to talk to children? Just because he's a man, do you think that you can touch him without his consent? No. Or to put your hands in his waistband or down his pants or touch his dick? Hello? Do we think it's okay to quite literally back him into a corner and touch all over him to the point that he literally cannot tell how many hands are on him and whose are whose? Do we think it's okay to send him into an actual panic attack because of this? Furthermore, do we think it's okay to interrogate him and insist he detail how he'd kidnap a woman despite him repeatedly saying he wouldn't, and then, that shit is fiction? Trash talk my books to him and try to get him to join in, and then attempt to follow him when he tries to get the fuck away. He had sweat resistance black paint airbrushed on his chest and was told the only thing that will move it is body oils. Why did this man end the night with almost all of it rubbed off and a handprint smeared across his chest? I want y'all to seriously sit with yourselves and your actions and ask yourself if you would be okay with a strange man doing that to you. What the fuck? Oh my God. That somehow kept getting worse. And if that wasn't bad enough, during the time of this mob, him and another author received a notification that an AirTag was tracking him, which showed it on his person all the way to his hotel room. He knows how AirTags work and that close by ones can trigger notifications. This was not the case. Also, he got the notifications way later because he had no signal at the event and it didn't come through until he got signal again. This is sickening, and I am ill that someone might have planted a tracking device on him. You guys do know that these books are fiction, right? We enjoy these books because they're fiction. We do not condone these actions in real life. And while it's okay to act out your fantasies consensually with a trusted adult, this is to adults. This is to adults who attended this. And while it's okay to act out your fantasies consensually with a trusted adult, it's not okay to ask a complete stranger to do so or take it upon yourselves to sexually assault him. Like, ? I'm so disappointed that he was treated this way. I brought him into this space because I trusted that he would be safe with y'all. And the fact that he wasn't is quite eye-opening. And boy, does this affect my decisions for my own future attendance. Especially because he was not the only one disrespected at this event by a long shot. So many authors are coming out about people crossing boundaries in a multitude of ways. I need a fucking drink, Jesus Christ. I know, me too. I've had to leave this conversation before with asking my husband gross personal questions. So why are we taking it a step further and assaulting people now? I am genuinely shocked that as women or women presenting, some of y'all thought it was okay to act this way. And as someone who brought him into this space, I feel responsible for him. I'm fucking sad that some of my own readers were a part of this behavior. If this was you, please learn basic respect, boundaries, and how to ask for consent. Treat others the way you would want to be treated by a strange man. And for the love of God, please do not come near me in public. And then here is, what is this? Oh, these are all just different. First and foremost, I want to thank the community for the overwhelming support since these incidences have been exposed. I also want to commend Sinners and Stardust for implementing a new guideline and rules to make events like these safer for everyone attending. Aside from the ball, I had an amazing time at the signing, and I'm grateful I got to meet all of you. I would like to make it known that I'm not comfortable pressing charges, partly because there were a lot of people involved, and because of my mask, I couldn't see very well. I think this is the guy. It's impossible to remember every one of them, and truthfully, I don't want to force myself to anyway. When I was cornered at the ball, I panicked and blacked out, so a lot of that night is a blur, and I'm still trying to process it. If I'm being honest, I felt their hands better than I could see their faces. This is horrible. I'm new to this world, and this was my first big event, so I'm not familiar with anyone in the community outside of my friends yet. But with that said, I do not want to put myself through any more of this by dealing with authorities and trying to remember names and faces and who did what. I just want to make music, read awesome books, and continue to help support the amazing authors in this community. As for the air tag, we were unable to find out who planted it. After the ball, I undressed for bed. By the time I was notified the next day, we had already left the hotel. We did confirm the air tag was no longer on me or in my bag and was likely left somewhere in the room from undressing that night. All we know is based on the notification, it started tracking me when I was at the ball and surrounded by people, and it tracked me all the way to my hotel room, which was a different hotel in Boston and not the same one as the event. While this was extremely unnerving to find out, I'm glad I didn't see it until later and glad nothing happened that night. Holy shit. I'm sorry if my decision is disappointing to everyone. I know you all have asked that I press charges. I really don't want to upset any of you by not doing so. I really want an awareness. What the fuck happened at this event? I mean, I know because we read these detailed accounts, but like, what is going on? How did this not make like more of a splash? I mean, I know this is a specific specific world, right? This is not everybody is aware of this kind of corner of the world, but I'm just flabbergasted. Can you imagine? Like, it's crazy. Oh, Jesus. I just wanted awareness so precautions can be put in place. For those who say that I should have set better boundaries in the moment when things happened, it brought back past drama. No, fuck that. What do you mean? No, see, okay, you know what this is too? This is a crossover with therapy talk. Setting better boundaries. Oh my God. That's therapy. That's therapy talk. Do you see the crossovers here? Do you see the crossover? Book talk, therapy talk. God. Jesus. In a moment when things happened, it brought back past trauma, which ultimately made me shut down and black out. I also didn't want anyone to feel unsafe or disrespected. I wanted to make sure everyone had a good time. You shouldn't have to be like, hey, by the way, my boundaries are don't put your hands down my pants. Hey, you're like, don't do that. Why should you have to say my boundaries are don't sexually assault me? What? Yeah, I mean, don't touch anybody without their consent, but also on top of it, these are strangers. This is an event he was invited to as a guest. Like, I don't know if he's an author, it said he does music, whatever. But this was a public ticketed event. Whoever is out here being like, you just really need to set boundaries, you need to fuck off. I'm sorry you feel that I should have done more, and I truly wish I did as well. Thank you, H.D. Carlton, for being the voice when mine fell short and supporting me through this, as well as Inez, Santana, blah, 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 blah. I'm taking some time to process and heal. I will continue to pour my heart and soul into my music. I hope more than anything this incident is not what everyone chooses to remember me by, and that one day my music will speak louder. Thank you, Animus. Oh my God. Here to hold myself accountable. I am deeply, deeply sorry from the bottom of my heart to anyone who I made uncomfortable or hurt at the ball. Okay, so now this is another person. I really, truly was not thinking clearly, and I was ignorant to the fact that it would hurt some. Something I thought was just harmless fun, where a lot of others did it as well, would not be viewed the same way as everyone else. It will never happen again. Being human, we make mistakes and we learn from them. I promise this was a teaching moment. See, I'm okay. I'm kind of concerned still, because a teaching moment to me when you're an adult is, hey, that's a harmful phrase that you just used. I don't know if you know the context to it, but there is historical context and it's harmful. So don't say that, okay? Or a teaching moment of like, oh man, I didn't have insurance for my car, blah, 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 and I've had to learn the hard way, whatever it is. I have a problem with like being human, we make mistakes. This was a teaching moment of having engaged in mass sexual assault against a man at this event. Like, how do you not know to not do that to people? What are we doing? And so on the one hand, sure, this person is publicly posting about holding themselves accountable. They didn't have to come forward and identify themselves. But I'm just like, what's happening? What's happening here? What's going on? It was in no way me trying to be malicious, but I see that it was. I did not mean to be that person in any way, shape, or form, and I hate that I did that to anyone attending the dance. Please forgive me. I cannot say how sorry I am enough. This is so concerning. It's really concerning that there was this huge group of adult women, for the most part it seems, at this Booktok related event who just engaged in collectively assaulting this male artist, and then are like, yeah, I didn't know. I thought it was just for fun, but I've realized that, yeah, that I really shouldn't do that. Oh my God. Okay. And then here's the thing that Sinners and Stardust, where your darkest dreams become reality. And okay, I'm not trying to presume, but I am concerned for people who this is the kind of non-stop slop that they consume. I'm not condemning smut in general. I'm not like, you can't get a little goony with it. You know, I like a little from time to time, a little beach read. Okay. When I just kind of want to turn my brain off. But there are people who've made this their entire personality. And it's also the like mass overconsumption as being part of your personality. It's, I have 200 Labubus and 40 Stanley Cups, and also 1,000 facial products. Like, you know, all those TikToks where it's like, come along with me when I show you how many perfumes I have. And then they'll have 10 shelves filled with perfumes, because it's all about it's all about that show. It's that consumption that is like cultural currency, that is a way that people they form their identities. And Booktok shit, it's along those lines. The girls have bookshelves in their goon caves. So I am just like, I don't know if this is doing good things for you. It doesn't seem to be. We are endlessly grateful to every single one of you who joined us for Sinners and Stardust. Those who respected the heart of this community by asking for consent and honoring personal space. Our mission with Sinners and Stardust has always been to create something rare, a space where the dark romance community can feel safe, celebrated, and free to share their love of the stories that move us most. We need to be absolutely clear. Safety, security, and consent are not just values. They are non-negotiable. No is a complete sentence. But the tagline? Yeah, the tagline is where your darkest dreams become reality. Ugh. Our authors, narrators, vendors, influencers, artists, and special guests are not just names on a book cover or faces on your screen. They are people, human beings who deserve the same dignity, safety, and respect as every attendee. This is a message for adults. For adults! They give their time, talent, and energy to this community, and in return, we expect every single person in attendance to treat them with the respect that they deserve. Moving forward, the following changes will be in place at all Sinners and Stardust events. Masks. Attendees are no longer allowed to wear full masks to any part of our event. No exceptions. Medical masks for health and safety are permitted. Entertainment. Entertainment will continue, but roaming interactive entertainers will no longer be part of the ball. Safety for our guests. Authors, narrators, vendors, their assistants, our influencers, and special guests will now have a secure, dedicated area during the ball with their own security. They may move freely between areas, but attendees are not permitted in their area under any circumstances. If an attendee is caught trying to go into their secured space, they will be immediately removed and banned from future events. I am telling you also, these guidelines that they're laying out are because this is what their attendees were doing. It's the whole persons with active diarrhea do not go in the pool. That's because persons with active diarrhea went in the fucking pool. So they are laying out these specific new changes because this is what was happening. Smaller, safer events. We're decreasing the amount of tickets available to ensure a more comfortable, safe, and respectful experience for everyone. These rules are not suggestions, they are expectations. Violations including harassment, non-consensual touching, photos taken without permission, invasive questions, or any behavior that makes others feel unsafe will result in immediate removal and a permanent ban from all future Sinners and Stardust hosted events. These events thrive because of passion, creativity, and community. But community cannot exist without respect. Every single attendee has a responsibility to uphold these standards. To anyone affected this weekend negatively, from the bottom of our hearts, we are truly sorry and will work harder to gain your trust back as a safe and inclusive event. To everyone who respected boundaries and helped us uphold the spirit of this community, we are truly grateful. Your care makes all the difference, and we can't wait to welcome you at future events. All of our love, Jen, Bethany, Joy, and Red. I'm just like, what the hell is going on? Yes, I agree. To be clear, it's not that like if you read smut, then you act this way. There's plenty of people who like love erotic fiction, love smut, like fanfic, that kind of stuff. But I am trying to see how, like, this is crazy, okay? This is not just, oh, there was someone at the event that was, that like something bad happened, but not like this massive crowd of attendees descending on this invited guest in this manner. Like, I do think there is something about there being toxicity in these specific spaces. It's not like just in general, if you read smut, you're a psychopath. You're like going around and just assaulting strangers. It's something about these spaces, though, that I think is fostering really bad, unhealthy behaviors.